Yo, you on the mic with Mike. So, what's good, people? I want to thank you for joining me for another episode of You on the Mic with Mike. Today's gonna be a quick recap of the NBA All Star Weekend, and my thoughts on it, and whether or not the new format was a good one, or do I think it improved. We'll get into that in a second. I do want to start this segment by giving a shout out to Tyler Hero for winning the 3 point shootout. It was pretty good. It was pretty close. It came down to him and Buddy Hield at the end. Tyler did his thing. Congratulations, Tyler. Also, shout out to Matt McClung. Put on a pretty impressive show at the dunk contest, so I'm gonna give him his credit there. Also, now that we got the formalities out of the way, to talk about the actual NBA All Star Game and my thoughts and opinions on it. I don't think the format was really that good. I don't think it was that bad either, but I don't think it was an improvement versus the East and West thing. You know what I mean? There are a lot of achievements that were set because of how the East and West were divided. There were a lot of rivalries also. I just don't think the way they did things this year was an improvement on that because you separated the teams, and as opposed to it being two teams, there was four teams. Um, so less people got to celebrate the win. You know, it was 8 as opposed to 12. And I guess the good thing is that there are more All Stars involved because now, being that there are two teams of 8 on each side as opposed to one team of 12, it's 16 players as opposed to 12. So, I mean, I get that. Um, but I guess the breakdown of it also, adding the rooks. While I did like giving them the opportunity, I mean, I thought that's what Friday was for. Um, Also, I do not agree with Draymond Green. Like Draymond Green saying that they don't belong on that stage on Sunday. They're already there. They're in part of NBA All Star Weekend as it is. You don't have to be mad because they're playing on Sunday as opposed to them just playing on Friday. You know what I mean? They got eliminated in the first game. Let the young boys get their run in. Besides, they put on a pretty good show. And I think had they had their heads on right, they might have actually been able to win that game. But they got to a point where they were just jacking up shots, and the shots weren't really falling. So either way, back to the point. The format could have used some work. I liked it better when it was East versus West, and I didn't mind also when they were picking up teams. There were a couple of last minute snubs that were pretty like weird. Like LeBron James decided at the last minute he wasn't gonna play. Anthony Edwards also decided at the last minute that he wasn't gonna play. They said it was injuries. Like, I think LeBron was nursing an ankle, and I think Ant got like a stomach illness or something like that. I don't really remember, but that's what they were saying. Like, I didn't even see Anthony Edwards at the All Star game at all. Like, I didn't see him there at all. So, while I did miss them at the game, I mean, I don't know if they would have made the game any more exciting. Um, I think the problem, like, if you want my honest opinion, if the problem with the NBA All Star game right now is the lack of defense. Like, you know what I mean? Watching a player easily score 55 points because nobody's playing any defense, it's not exciting. I think the best way to make it exciting is to make it competitive. Like the amazing thing about the All Star game was we had the opportunity to see the best players compete against each other. Now, while they weren't trying to hurt each other, they were really going at each other. Like in the second half of the game, the players really played. They played offense and defense, which is important if you want a competitive game. So I think that's what the NBA All Star game is lacking. I think if you can find a way to make the game competitive, make the guys want to play defense. Like I'm gonna give you a prime example. Um, the last game, Chuck versus Shaq, right? Chuck's starting front court was Nikola Jovic, Wemby, and Carl Anthony Towns. How do you have those three guys in your front court? Your back court is Donovan Mitchell and SGA. That's your starting backcourt. How do you have that team and you're not a defensive powerhouse? Like, you should have been blocking everything. The only person that was playing 100 was Wemby. I'll give him credit. Wemby came out the ball. But I feel like he was the only one that really came out the ball. And Steph is gonna be Steph. He's gonna shoot. He was at home. I could have told you before the NBA All Star game started that Steph was gonna win MVP. They're in San Francisco. Steph is playing. Duh. And I'm not gonna lie. Shaq by far did the best job picking his team. Like Shaq by far, like there was no doubt he was gonna win that. He by far did the best job picking his team. I don't know what Kenny was thinking. Like I felt bad for Kenny's team. I knew Kenny. I thought Kenny's team should have played against the Young Bucks first, instead of putting the Young Bucks against Shaq's team. Yeah, they played Shaq's team. Yeah, we played Chuck's team. But I really believe that they could have made the games more competitive by adding a purse to the players for winning. There's so many things they could have did differently. First and foremost, if it were going to be a tournament style, then they should have made brackets. They should have made it a little more interesting. You know what I mean? Like since there's 16 players, I would have made it 3 teams of 5 on each side, and then I would have made like a bracket, and then not only would I have involved the winners from the Rising Stars competition, I would have also put together a 5-man team of YouTube's best players, like the best players from YouTube. Like, YouTube has their stars, like, like Hezi and all the guys from Ball is Life, like the next chapter. We could have put a team together of the 5 best street ball players that with like that. What you do is you bring the new YouTube scape, the new social media scape into it. Like what you want to do is draw them in. You got them on the outskirts already. Like you got them in the celebrity game, you got them judging the competition. Bring them into the actual sport, cuz what you're looking for is viewership, and right now all the eyes are on YouTube. Like you need to bring that back to the TV, because right now cable is what messed y'all up. For us to be able to watch the NBA games, we have to actually pay for an app, a subscription. Like either that or you have to have cable, where most of us don't do that anymore. We have like certain subscriptions that we pay for, but we don't pay for all of them, and we don't want to download your subscription just to watch the NBA. You get what I'm saying? You got to make it more accessible. It should be like on regular TV. Like I should be able to watch it on live TV, and then that's not the case if you don't have cable. Like me, I watch it on Max. You know what I mean? Like I have to watch it on Max. So with that being said, if you want viewership, you got to put it in the eyes of more people, and the best way to do that is use social media. You know what I mean? Because you're still trying to market to the TV landscape, which is cool, but you already know everything is transferring over to internet. Everything's online right now. You know what I mean? Like even now, when I want to go watch the highlights, I'm gonna go to YouTube to do so. So you guys gotta the best way to get people involved is to tap into social media. So involve a team of YouTubers, involve the rising stars, and that's what I would do. I would have the YouTubers play the rising stars first, and then set up brackets with the other teams on the other side. And I gotta state this for the record. I'm pretty sure I stated it earlier, but I'm gonna brush past it again. I don't think Draymond Green should host or be holding a microphone in front of a camera anywhere, ever, ever. It's cool if he wants to do a podcast. If you want to listen to that, that's their prerogative. But to put him like on TNT talking to us like we're trying to watch, no, no, I don't like Draymond Green. He's not a nice like he's not likable. And I guess you're putting him up there for shock value because he's gonna like push the needle in a certain direction. But nobody likes Draymond Green. Like not even in the NBA. The only people that like Draymond Green are the people that play in Golden State, and even some of them don't like him. I don't really like the way he was talking about the youngsters, because some days those youngsters are gonna be all stars and they're gonna be better than he ever was. Draymond Green, while he's a decent basketball player, he's nowhere near great. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson have been carrying that guy his pretty much his whole career. Tell me one season where Draymond Green averaged over 20 points, and I'll shut the fuck up. Until then, I think he should do so, like respectfully. Like if Steph want to talk all the shit in the world, hey, I'm gonna bow down to you. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. But Drake, come on, man, stop it, bro. Like, did you play a vital role? Yes, but were you ever, ever, ever an all star or a star? Never. If we were playing Mike Tyson's Punch Out, maybe, but this is not that. So, I say that to say this: please find somebody else. You know what I mean? Like anybody else but Draymond Green to host. Let's move on. So I already told you what I think they can do to fix the format. But even though I don't know if that's the answer, I just think, that's something that you should try, because tapping into the social media market would probably help your viewership, because that's where everybody is right now. And there are a lot of stars. There are a lot of actual basketball stars and social. Like a lot of the guys who I follow, like I just named Hezzy and then Duke, and you know there are other guys like Austin Mills. Like I know you guys, White Iverson. Like there are guys who you can bring in to that have a fan base of people that would love to see them play against NBA stars, to see them test their level of basketball skill. Like how good are you really? Like you know what I mean? Um, I digress. So let's find a way to do that, and then I think, well, you guys should find a way to do that, and I think that'll help make your viewership. Um, as far as the game itself is concerned, the reason why I wasn't a big fan of today's NBA All Star game, I think, was because of the format. You know what I mean? There's certain people you want to see play against each other, and I don't think they got the opportunity because they lost too early. You know what I mean? Respectfully, my guy's Tyler Hero. He got knocked out in the first game, and I would have rather seen him come off the bench and help either side. You know what I mean? Like it, as opposed to it being an elimination. I wish he had, you know, I don't know. He got picked on Kenny's team, so you know how that went. But I feel like there could have been a better way to do that. Maybe I'm just biased because that's my guy. I probably am. I'm not gonna front. I could be speaking from a biased place, but I just think there was a better way to handle that, and I don't think that was it. So let's talk about some of the humorous shit that happened there. Having Kevin Hart as a host, I think, was a great idea. Um, he has his fingerprints all over the NBA, which is kind of weird, but at the same time, I get it. He's kind of a funny guy. The moment where he was wearing Shaq's hat, freaking hilarious. I don't know if everybody liked the jokes, like the joke about Carl Anthony Towns' hairline.
Let's get a bigger question, Ernie.
Yes.
Cat, who's your barber and why'd they do that to your hairline? We'll get to that after the break. Let's go. Let's get out of here, Ernie. Let's get out of here.
I don't know if he took that too well, but it was funny to say the least. Yeah, having Kevin Hart as a host is actually a phenomenal idea. I'm not opposed to that at all. If you know, you could bring him back every year. I think having some kind of comedian there is a good look. It helps to bring a jovial and entertaining spirit to the event. Ernie's poems.
God, please, no! 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 No!
What the fuck was that about? It's like it was cute, but talk about a snooze fest, bro. Like, come on, man. I think that's the problem. It's NBA All Star Weekend, but I think one of the problems is there's a lot of unnecessary bullshit that we don't want to watch, that we don't want to see, that you guys are putting us through. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to see that Ernie poetry thing. Like, I get it, you guys were paying tribute, but let that be something for the people that are actually there. Like, we don't need. That's not something that's gonna entertain us. It should have been strictly entertaining. I think with that being said, having Jello perform there,
Make it farther.
I was mad at Kendrick.
My trust in God, blocks and dollars. I might swerve in that corner. Whoa, whoa.
You guys could have pulled the rug on that one. Another one, the pass the mic thing.
Tell me when to go. I said, tell me when to go. Blow the whistle. Everybody, everybody, everybody.
I don't think so. Oh, we don't play that.
I get what you're trying to do there, and I but nobody knows who E40 is anymore, bro. Like, I'm 48, so by proxy, I have to know who he is. I'm that old. But he had E40 and Too Short out there, and in Vogue, like, damn, I guess the Bay Area just don't got no rappers like that. Cause homie, like, you went back to the early 2000s to find these artists. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's 2025. You're gonna find somebody more modern. Like, I don't know. I would have went to like Oakland and Compton. I would have bring your ass somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I know you don't want to put Kendrick on there again, but come on. Like, Jesus Christ. E40? I didn't even like E40 when he was like a thing. Like E40? Oh, that was crazy. Well, I guess, it makes sense. He's at every single Golden State Warriors game. So, I get it. It's in San Francisco, but E40? Ugh. Too Short I didn't mind so much, Too Short to me, he has some legit hits. Like, E40, you have to be a West Coast person to like E40. Like you wasn't on the East Coast fucking with E40. Too Short, yeah, kind of. Like in Miami they fuck with Too Short. So I didn't mind Too Short so much. And then Vogue was cool, but it's a basketball game, bro. Like you got En Vogue out there. Like it's a basketball game. Like testosterone, like hype, like energy. I don't know. Like that's what I'm saying. If you want to like keep people engaged, you gotta entertain them. Like that's why I liked Kevin Hart being there. But a lot of that fluff was just fluff and it was unnecessary. Shout out to the kid that won the $100,000 from Mr. Beast. It was a competition, him versus Damon Lillard. The first one to hit a half court shot. Well, Damon Lillard had to hit 3 half court shots before he hit one, and it was like, they went in order. So Dame went first, and then he went second, and then Dame went third, and then he went fourth, so on and so forth. So the objective was Dame had to hit 3 half court shots before the kid hit one. The kid had a little bit of basketball experience, but obviously he's not a professional. So his first 2 shots, while they were close, they really weren't close. He hit the third one, so it was like everybody went crazy. It was either the third or the fourth, I forget, because I know Dame missed a couple. Like he definitely missed his first one. I think he made the second one, and then the third one, and then missed the fourth. So whatever, but it was still, I was happy for the kid. He ended up jumping in the pile of money. It was pretty dope. So whatever. Congratulations to you. Yeah, so besides that, I don't think NBA All-Star Weekend was a complete fail, but it obviously wasn't a complete success. They were trying to tinker with things, trying to make shit work, and I can appreciate you guys doing that, but that was not the answer. That was not it. But I do appreciate the effort. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna know until you try, and you definitely did try. So that was pretty much my take on NBA All-Star Weekend. Again, shout out to all the people involved. I hope one of you guys hears this and actually considers that, because I feel like that might be the answer you're looking for. Other than that, I don't know. Yo, guys, thanks. This is another episode. Like, share, subscribe, do all of them. I don't care. I'd appreciate it. And with that being said, I'm gonna catch you soon on another episode of On a Mic with Mike, and we out.